come with me to visit some unique gems in the northern part of Central Park that most people don't know about. The first stop is Fort Clinton in the northeast corner of the park. The easiest way to access it is by entering the park at 106 and 5th Ave and taking the first right after you see the rock formation. The hill that Fort Clinton is located on is around 60 feet in elevation with a sharp, jutting rock point that overlooks the east side of the HARLEM MEER. From this vantage point, you can see some of the beautiful buildings that are along 5th Avenue. This site was first constructed in 1776. After the British military invaded Manhattan during the War of 1812, the American military rebuilt the fort and named it Fort Clinton after the mayor of New York at the time. In 2014, the Central Park Conservancy rebuilt the area and restored the surrounding landscape. The fort has a number of benches, perfect for taking a quick seat and a quick break and enjoying the view. The two cannons seen here were never actually fired or even used at Fort Clinton. They were aboard a British naval ship that sank in the East River in 1780. They were donated and displayed in a museum in the park in 1865, which ended up burning in 1881. They were later found in 1905 near Fort Clinton, and a historian assumed that they were from the fort. When you're all finished at the fort, you can retrace your steps and walk along the base of the hill. It's a nice flat walk with a really impressive view and introduction to the HARLEM MEER. You might even get a chance to see some of the ducks that call the MEER their home. Because catch and release fishing is only permitted in the northern part of the park, this area is a favorite for fishermen, especially those that want to fish away from the crowd. The newly renovated walkway offers a really comfortable, solid, and wide walking path around the rock formations overlooking the HARLEM MEER. You can take in the beautiful water, see turtles and ducks swimming, and look at the other features surrounding the shore of the HARLEM MEER. Once exiting the walkway, you're almost at the newly renovated Davis Center. The Central Park Conservancy renovated the Davis Center, which reopened early in 2025. Luckily, part of their budget for the renovation included reshaping and revitalizing the landscape, planting a variety of native plants. Number of paths connected to the Davis Center slowly go up the hill, which gives another beautiful, breathtaking view of the Harlem MEER, 110th Street, and the north end of Manhattan. During the summertime, the newly renovated Davis Center has a free public pool. During the spring and fall, the pool is covered to make a public green space with special free events like morning yoga and lawn games, which is currently being set up. During the winter, from late October all the way through to March, the Davis Center offers an ice rink as well as free skating lessons for the whole family. If you want more information about the events offered, you can visit the NYC Parks page and search for the Davis Center at the Harlem MEER to learn more about all the offerings. On the west side of the Davis Center, you'll hear a stream trickling by. It's called the LOCH, which goes through the ravine through the North Woods and drains into the Harlem MEER. In the 70s, it was converted to be underground, but with the recent renovations, it's been brought back to the surface and once again drains into the Harlem MEER. By following the LOCH south, you'll pass under what is known as the Huddlestone Arch. The arch uses absolutely no concrete or mortar. The engineers that built it in the 1860s only relied on pressure and gravity to sustain the arch. The East Drive is directly above, which was closed to vehicle traffic in 2018, but it still remains open for cyclists, joggers, and police vehicles. As you continue down the path, you'll start to hear a waterfall. This waterfall is the last major waterfall in the LOCH as it flows to the Harlem MEER. As you continue down the path to the south, you've now entered the part of the North Woods known as the ravine. The ravine takes up a whopping 55 acres of the North Woods 90 acres, and it's the most densely wooded part of the park. When Central Park was being redeveloped, this area was actually the last part of the park to be developed. There are a ton of trails throughout the North Woods, and they're all filled with wildlife. The North Woods is the most rugged and hilly part of the park, and some of the trails are quite difficult. Parts of them actually have steps carved directly into rock formations. As you continue down the path, you'll arrive at the double waterfall. It's super peaceful and calm. There's a small overlook off of the trail that you can stop, take a rest, and appreciate the serenity of the waterfall. To the right of the overlook, the waterfall feeds into a wider part of the stream. Continue a bit down the trail and there's another area to exit the main path and enjoy the view. You can also enter the park at 106th Street and 5th Ave, and you'll arrive at the side entrance to the Conservatory Gardens, which is actually made up of 3 separate gardens. The side entrance is a secret of sorts as it's a lot less traveled and not as popular. You'll enter into the first garden, the North Garden, with a simple layout of circular hedges surrounding a fountain and some smaller flower beds. The Untermeyer Fountain features Walter Scott's 3 Dancing Maidens statue, built around 1910, which is a memorial to Samuel Untermeyer, a local civic leader, and his wife, Minnie Untermeyer, a suffragist. The red brick building seen here is El Museo de Barrio, focused on Latin American art and culture. It's a great place to visit. Continuing south, you'll arrive at the Center Garden, which is built in an Italian style. A path lined with hedges wraps around the grassy central area, with a lot of benches and trees to the side. At the west side of the garden, as you're facing 5th Avenue, you'll find a walkway underneath an elevated trellis. You can enjoy these really amazing views of the inner garden and a second water fountain, which is also based on Italian design. There's a number of covered benches to sit down and take in the views, and the center garden has restroom facilities and an area to fill up your water bottle. Finally, we arrive at the most popular section of the Conservatory Gardens, the English South Garden. Although it is the most popular garden, the twisting paths and dense foliage make it seem really personal and very secluded. Although the perennials planted here do not last into the winter, there are a lot of non-seasonal plants that still make the trip very worthwhile. The South Garden is actually the most informal of the 3 gardens, as it's a lot less structured than the other 2. The range of flowers and plants make it a great place for pictures. The garden is actually designed after perennial gardens found in England, and it's meticulously maintained.